Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Banished with Gazbeard, and we're just about to start year 4 in our little town. We are up to 30 citizens, 21 adults, 9 children. We're just about staying ahead on food at the moment. We have our third field going into production this year. Let's see how they get on. So we began prioritizing food at the end of year 1. Well, in fact, we did it almost from the outset of year 1 by building the fishing dock. But we then began building the gatherer's cabin and the hunter's lodge. We've now added fields. Not where we really wanted them, but it does the job for now, to make sure that they're getting fed and that they're not going hungry. We still are struggling for logs, lumber, timber, whatever you want to call it. We almost had a crisis with firewood during the winter. We need to prioritize getting logs coming in to feed the woodcutter for firewood and to feed the builders for construction. Now our chap down here rebuilding the forest is doing a grand job, although he is a little bit slow, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him off cutting and just have him on planting only until the end of the summer. Having a log limit of 200 is going to cause a few problems. We need to push that up to 500. The gatherer's hut operates on the global food limit of 5,000. So does the hunting cabin, so that's not a problem. We're trying to get a new storage barn built down here. So I'm just going to prioritize the area that that's in, just to push the message that, hey, we need this done. And the same with the other end of it up here. We need these logs cut. We do have 3 laborers right now. I want to get somebody off fishing, but I can't do that until I know that the farmers are keeping us stocked with food. Now, where's that barn? The barn is the area that I really want to prioritize. We want that built. I'm holding back construction on these 2 houses here because I don't want to expand the population any further until I know that we've got all the food that we need. And until I'm seeing at least 1,000 food in this food storage list here, then I don't want to release houses, otherwise we'll get population expansion. We also need to see an expansion in the number of stored clothes in order to build the trader's dock, because at the moment we've got nothing to trade. And they're still not emptying this redundant stockpile down here. We're out of logs again. This really is getting desperate. And we can see on screen there that all 3 fields are getting planted. They all have crops in them. Work is progressing on the barn now. We're just waiting for another 16 logs, and then that will get raised. Once that gets raised, I've got a cunning plan. Come on, get the timber into that barn, get it raised. We need to get a school built for the children as well, because we're starting to produce a lot of children and we need a location to put them. We're low on logs again. Still need another 13 to get that barn raised. Another 8 logs and the barn will start to go up. Oh wait, let's just have a look at what's going on here. We want that barn built before the harvesting starts in the autumn. This may well be the last of the wood that it needs. There it is, yep. Right, and we're low on logs again. We knew that. Right, we're getting somewhere. Now, I mentioned that I have a cunning plan to try and alleviate the logs problem. As soon as the barn is built, I'm going to put a forester's camp over here somewhere, and that will reforest the back of these hills and the gaps between the buildings and keep a better supply of timber near the center of the village. Now, one of the things, there we go, the barn is up. So, resource production, forester's lodge, and if I just rotate him around, what I'd actually like to do is have him at the back of the barn. Yeah, I guess we could put him over here. That would do the job nicely. And we can give him a house beside it. Like that. And then we want to get the school and the hospital built. So those are town services. So the schoolhouse and the hospital we want built. The hospital is the bigger building. I guess we could put that at the back. Maybe move it back a bit if we can. Like that. We'll put that on pause. And the school, we want that to the front. Maybe rotate it round like that. Yeah, that'll do. It's not the best bit of city planning I've ever done, but it'll do the job. So we'll leave them to work on those. And the cabbages are getting harvested as we come into late summer. Food is building up nicely. What we may in fact do is put the school on pause. It's going to use a lot of wood. But we need to know where this is going. So we'll move that across there. We need to know about that house, which hopefully the forester will occupy. And our population's rushing away. We're up to 34. We do have over 1,000 food already though, which is good. So I'm going to take one of the fishermen off. And I'm going to reduce that down to 3. Gives us an extra labourer. We are going to need to have a push on logs. Our food's climbing quite rapidly now, which is good. So we'll get through the winter without a problem. We need to start thinking about health and happiness. And one of the things that we can do is we can build a brewery. I'm guessing putting it down here next to the trading posts would be a good idea. We just need to extend that road down past him a bit. This might clean some of the stone out of the stockpiles, although I don't want that to get too low. We're into early autumn, looks like we're going to get those fields completely emptied, which should give us a surplus at the end of the winter, despite taking somebody off the fishing. So what we're looking to do this year during the winter, having taken care of the food and having sufficient storage, is that we want to start increasing the diversity of buildings and facilities and amenities within the town. And at some point we want to upgrade the housing to stone housing. We're going to need a very large stockpile of stone for that. I guess we should keep that open. Now at the moment the only thing that the tavern can use to make ale is berries. We have no fruit crops. So we're going to need to get the trading dock open fairly soon. And in readiness for that, we're going to need to think about getting our farming zones set up. Probably put the livestock over on this side. There's quite a few areas across here where we can put them. Now, if I start to prepare for that by putting a road out here and setting that road to there and down to there, that's not going to cost us anything. It's going to keep the builders busy when they're not constructing. Forester's Lodge is waiting for logs. So is the wooden house. So is the tavern. That is the priority. So we need to strip this area out for wood, and in fact what we'll do is we'll tell them to strip everything out of here. Going to need that stone and metal as well. Take it down onto that line. Gotta watch for across the river. Oh well. Authorize them to clear that area. Logs really are the priority right now. Now this Forester's Lodge down here has just about finished reforesting here, so I'm going to authorize him to cut as well as plant, and that stockpile there has gone, which is good. However, we probably do need a stockpile next to this barn, just to save the forester having to come all the way up there. So we'll go to storage, go to stockpile, and I'm going to put a stockpile the length of the barn, 2 wide, and that will also trigger cutting down those trees that are encroaching on it. And the target for the winter is to get the Forester's Lodge, the new Forester's Lodge, and his house complete, and to get the tavern started, if not finished. And once we get the school built and get all the children into school, it'll be easier to see who's doing what, because at the moment there's far too many people wandering around. And we're into early winter already. We need another 9 logs on the Forester's Lodge. We're just about holding our own on firewood. Food, we are doing very well. And if we can finish out the winter with 700 to 800 food left, then we'll be ready for a population expansion by releasing those next 2 houses for construction. And in fact, with the amount of stone that we've got, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel these 2 houses as wooden houses, and I'm going to rebuild them as stone houses. And start the conversion of all the housing from wooden to stone. In fact, I think I'll do the same with the Foresters. I'll convert that to a stone house. That should, in theory, save us some logs. So if we just get the 3 houses listed over here, we can see what's going on. And there we are, the Forester's Lodge is complete. Knock its population down to 1 of 1. Increase the number of foresters to 2. And we'll put him on planting only initially. Food is dropping to 500 in late winter. Our population is up to 37. It's going to have a sudden boom just as soon as these houses get built. Almost finished putting the materials into the tavern. And there we are, that new stockpile at the new barn is now ready for use, which means a shorter journey for the forester down in the forest community, because he'll be able to stockpile his wood there. That should mean that we start to see an increase in stocked wood. Tavern's ready to start building. And there we are into early spring. So I'm just going to pause it there. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Please do use the comment section down below. Ask any queries. Make any comments. If you think I'm doing it wrong, tell me. If you think I'm doing it right, tell me. I do appreciate all comments. I read them all and I do answer wherever it's needed. Or wherever it's requested. Please check the video description for links to my Discord, Facebook, Patreon, Twitter and Twitch. Follow me across there. Give the video a like if you're enjoying it, and subscribe to the channel as well. My aim is to grow the channel and turn this into a full-time career, and I need your support for that. What more can I say about it? Anyway, have a good time. And from me, until the next one, as always, bye for now.